Okay, this is going to be pretty hard to try to explain or um, get you to understand what an Asperger's person, when they walk down the street and someone walks towards them, with Asperger's people, how they don't like eye contact. Um, I'll try to give you an idea of what may go through an Asperger's mind, okay? And before I started to write about this, I thought, oh yeah, I'll write this because it's quite interesting. And then when I sat down and I tried to write about it, I thought, oh my gosh, I just opened up like something that is, oh, you know, there's an infinite, there's an endless possibility. It's just so many endless possibilities. It's really hard to try to explain this, but I'll try. Okay. So if I was to walk down the street and I walked past a woman, just one woman, and I thought that she was not nice looking, I don't want to look away and have her feel sad or whatever. And at the same time, I don't want her to be looking. I don't want to look at her and for her to think that I'm attracted to her when I'm not. And at the same time, I think what other people think. I think that other people think the worst, and I don't. And I think that a lot of the time I'd like to just um, why would there have to be a mind? Why can't it be just like walking past a wall and for no emotion at all? It's really stuffed up. It's hard to explain, but I bet any money other Asperger's people would have some kind of idea. Okay, if I walk past a woman on the street and I think that she is nice looking, I don't want to be continually looking at her, perving on her, because a lot of the times I might think, oh, well, she's nice looking, and then that's all. I don't really care. That kind of thing. But I don't want to be looking at her continually, and at the same time, I don't want to look away and have her think that I don't find her attractive. It's all about. I think what a lot of this has to do with is realizing that other people have, their own ideas, and usually other people are really stuffed up in the head. And it's really hard when there's an infinite number of possibilities of another person thinking a thing. It's really hard to get them to think the proper thing out of an endless possibility. What are the chances that they'll think the right thing? It's almost impossible. Anyway, there are times. Oh yeah, okay, I've got written here. And there are times I can look at women and not care if they are nice looking or not, for whatever reason. Whether I'm too busy to care or whatever reason. Like I said, there are times when, I just want to walk past people and have no emotion at all, just like looking at a wall. Who gives a damn? You know? But the Asperger's mind works so much. It's not funny. It's so hard to explain. It's like like trying to explain something that goes on forever. Okay, let's say I walk past two, like so many examples and so many possibilities. Okay, I walk past two women, and they're both not nice looking. I don't know whether to look at any of them because I don't want them to think that I am attracted to them because I think that other people think the worst. Why can't it be just like looking at a wall and having no emotion or any bullshit? And at the same time, oh, wait a minute, I've lost my thing. I don't know whether to look at, okay, I was going to start again, but I can see that this is going to be so difficult. When I walk past two women that are not nice looking, I don't know whether to look at neither of them, to look away, or both of them, or what. I don't want them to think, oh, he is looking at her, but not me, or whatever. Okay, so if I walk past two unattractive women, two women that are not nice looking, I don't want to look at one of them and hurt the other one's feelings, even though I don't like either of them, and I don't want to look at neither of them and hurt both of their feelings. You know what I'm trying to say? It's so bloody hard, because I realize that humans are really fucked up, and I just want to be able to have, them feel no emotion at all, and for me to have no emotion at all, just like walking past a wall. It doesn't bloody matter. But that's not how it is. It's so ridiculous. With all this emotion garbage, there's an endless possibility, like woman A might think, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. If I look at woman A, then woman B might think, oh, he's looking, and they may not even care if it was me or some other male. But, the women's insecurities, like one of them might think, oh, well, the male's looking at her and not that one. Oh, it's so hard. Hard to explain. And I really don't care. But, from my point of view, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt their feelings or have them believing something that's not true. There's so many possibilities. Oh my gosh. Anyway, when I walk past two women that are nice looking, both of them, I don't know whether to look at one of them or both of them or none of them for similar reasons. It's really hard to know for an Asperger's person. And, I don't know whether to look at the first one, and why can't they, I think, okay, they're nice looking, and then I walk past and don't care, like walking past a wall and having no emotion, even if they are nice looking, why can't, I always think that other people think the worst. And, sometimes I might think, okay, well, she's nice looking or whatever, and other times I think, well, I don't really care. It's so hard to explain. But seriously, I don't think that many people think too much about it. It's really hard to explain. Okay, so let's say there's a man and a woman walking past. I don't know whether to look or not, because in this instance, I don't want to so-called perv on her at all, because, I think that, all the cheating and all that shit is wrong. But, I think other people think the worst. I think that if I was to look at her, they might think, oh, well, he's perving, when I'm not, and, yeah, so I've got written here, I think that if I was to look at her, they might think I was trying to perv on her, when I wouldn't be. To me, it would be like looking at a wall as far as emotion goes, and I would not want to look at him because I'm not, and I do not want people to get the wrong idea. And on top of that, I don't want him to think I'm trying to challenge him, even if I know I could beat him, and, and I wouldn't, want to look at her anyway, because, I don't believe in the whole cheating thing. So from the whole, where the thing is with me, when I walk down the street or whatever, the whole problem arises because I think too much, and I realize that other humans always think the worst. There's multiple possibilities, and out of the multiple possibilities, I believe that they would get it wrong. But it's really hard to explain. And I've got written here, I don't always care what the women look like, but I think that the women may think the worst. Yeah, well, they may think the worst, or are oversensitive. They may think the worst, or they are oversensitive. Like I said, how if two ugly women are walking past me, I might look at one, and then the other one, her self-esteem may go down, even if she doesn't care what I look like or whatever. But, it may end up harming her somehow. I don't know. I think that women may think the worst, or they are oversensitive. So I end up averting my eyes before my eyes are clearly seen, and I just end up looking odd as I walk past, in order to save other people's feelings, because I think humans are pretty messed up. So to me, it does not really matter, but I believe it does to other people. or there are so many possibilities that the people could, there are so many possibilities that the people could think, and out of the infinite possibilities, chances are they will think the wrong thing. So, when I started to write about this, I realized I opened up something that looked endless, and I still believe that. I did not scratch the surface of even trying to explain what goes through my mind when I walk past people. It is not that I am scared, because I'm not at all. Why would I be scared? I just don't want to be rude or hurt other people's feelings or have them believe something that's not even true to start with. So there is so much of this that isn't funny at all. If you're a person that has the same type of thing when you walk past other people, please reply, because I find this extremely interesting. And how would you explain what I have just tried to explain? If you try to explain, you may see that it is almost an endless thing to try to explain. So, at the least, can you say, yeah, similar stuff goes through your mind, or you understand what I'm trying to say, or whatever. So, for Asperger's people, I think that we suffer from having brains that work too much in a world of people that do not use their brains, or whatever. Because people have told me that other people don't think much, or whatever. It doesn't matter, if you walk down the street, other people don't care, as though that they're brainless people. But I don't know whether to believe that. Or we are in a way too kind for our own good, so we end up just looking like, retarded people, when it's actually our brains that work so hard and more than most other people and think of so many more possibilities. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. Like I have continuously said what I've said many times, whatever. Anyway, can you please reply, because I find it interesting.